Think you know the world pretty well? Think again. These are 50 mind-blowing facts they never taught you in school, and honestly, some of them are so unbelievable they sound made up. But every single one is 100% real, so get ready to have your mind blown, your curiosity sparked, and your reality slightly shaken. Let's dive in. Number 1. Philip Workman, an inmate on death row, requested that his last meal be a pizza for any homeless person located nearby. Prison officials refused, declaring they don't donate to charity. The public decided to donate pizzas to homeless shelters themselves, in his name, after his execution. Number 2. The Mercy Train was a collection of 49 boxcars sent by France to the United States in response to humanitarian aid the U.S. provided after World War II. Each state, barring Alaska, got their own, and 43 still survive today. Number 3. Egyptian mummies would have their eyes replaced by shells, linens, or painted onions. This has made it especially difficult to study Egyptian mummy eyes since embalmers often made no effort to preserve them. Number 4. Volkswagen offered 5 years of free connected emergency services on certain car models after law enforcement contacted VW's CarNet service to ask for the GPS location of a carjacked vehicle with a child inside, and the representative refused to help until a $150 subscription fee was paid. Number 5. In 1941, Time originally intended to name Dumbo the elephant, whose film was released that year, as Mammal of the Year instead of Man of the Year. After the attack on Pearl Harbor, however, U.S. President Franklin D. Roosevelt quickly earned the title of Man of the Year for a record 3rd time. Number 6. The 7-Eleven convenience stores named dates to 1946, reflecting the store's new 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. hours of operation, which were unprecedented at the time. Number 7. General Motors' Pontiac Aztek faced universal dislike from focus groups, with one respondent bluntly stating, "I wouldn't take it as a gift." Despite the negative reception, GM persisted in advancing the Aztek's design. Number 8. In 1923, the United States Post Office Department mandated that every household have a mailbox or letter slot for mail delivery. Before this regulation, letter carriers would knock on doors and wait for residents to answer. Number 9. A banyan tree in northwestern Pakistan, which was put in chains by a drunk British Army officer after he placed it under arrest during Britain's oppressive colonial rule over India, continues to bear the weight of its metal bearings despite a lapse of around 120 years. Number 10. Many choking incidents occur in bathrooms. It turns out that individuals who start choking often feel embarrassed and seek privacy in the bathroom, only to tragically end up alone, often next to a toilet. Number 11. In 2000, the LA Zoo faced challenges containing 2 gorillas, Evelyn and Jim, both skilled escapists. Evelyn once used a vine to swing across a 12-foot wide moat, spending 90 minutes observing giraffes and elephants. On a previous occasion, she swatted a person's behind. Jim once cleared a 12-foot wall with a single jump. Number 12. Pilot Hans Lutz retained his job due to a shortage, despite nearly landing in the wrong country and retracting a plane's landing gear before takeoff. Unfortunately, this decision led to a fatal crash when he attempted to land without clear visibility, resulting in the deaths of 23 people, including himself. Number 13. Swiss physicist Walter Jaeger accidentally created the smoke detector in the 1930s while attempting to create a sensor for identifying poison gas. Jaeger's device instead registered his cigarette smoke. Number 14. In 2011, the notorious hacker group Anonymous tried to hack a Mexican cartel and expose information about individuals collaborating with the cartel. However, they were forced to retreat when the cartel employed counter-hackers to hunt them down. Number 15. Americans did not establish a regular toothbrushing habit until after World War II. It was during this time that American GIs were mandated to incorporate regular toothbrushing into their routines, and they subsequently carried this practice back home with them. Number 16. In the Middle Ages, the Catholic Church sold indulgences to absolve sins or crimes that had been committed or were to be committed. Number 17. In 2019, Colorado passed a law known as the Lemonade Stand Law, allowing kids under 18 to operate a temporary business without a license for no more than 84 days in a calendar year. Number 18. Due to a tomato shortage but surplus banana production during World War II, the Philippines attempted to make ketchup with bananas. banana ketchup eventually became a national signature condiment. Number 19. During the first moon landing, according to the schedule, the astronauts were supposed to sleep for a few hours first, keeping the entire world waiting. However, they couldn't sleep and asked to go ahead of schedule and leave the lander early. Number 20. The 20th US President, James Garfield, didn't want to be a candidate. When he received his first vote, he challenged it, stating that without his consent, he should not be receiving votes. However, he was dismissed. After winning the nomination, Garfield looked pale as death. He was assassinated a year later. Number 21. Xinyuzhai, a convenience store hanging on a cliff in Hunan, has been nicknamed the most inconvenient convenience store in China. Number 22. Farm-raised salmon are not naturally salmon-colored. They are gray and are given astaxanthin to make their flesh closer in color to wild salmon, making it more appealing to consumers. Number 23. Woodlice or pillbugs don't pee. They eliminate their nitrogenous waste by releasing ammonia gas through tiny holes in their shells, resulting in a pungent smell. Number 24. On the Soviet supersonic plane Tu-144, the noise was so intense that people sitting next to each other could only hear each other by yelling. Even individuals sitting 2 seats apart couldn't hear each other, even when screaming. Number 25. President Theodore Roosevelt is the only person to have been awarded both the Nobel Peace Prize and the Medal of Honor. Number 26. In 1998, Frito-Lay released their Wow line of potato chips, marketed as fat-free by being cooked in olestra, an indigestible synthetic fat. It caused severe gastrointestinal problems, including the now infamous anal leakage. Number 27. There were numerous animals on the Titanic when it set sail, including 12 dogs. 3 of them survived the disastrous maiden voyage, 2 Pomeranians and a Pekingese. Number 28. In April 1969, North Korea shot down a U.S. spy plane. Allegedly enraged, Nixon ordered a tactical nuclear strike and instructed the Joint Chiefs to recommend targets. Henry Kissinger later spoke to military commanders on the phone and agreed not to take any action until Nixon sobered up the next morning. Number 29. In the 1980s, NASA had a 1-900 number that charged $2 for the first minute and 45 cents for each additional minute. It allowed callers to listen to a mission status report and mid-flight press conferences. Thousands of callers heard the Challenger explosion in real time. Number 30. An unplugged microwave carries enough residual current to be lethal, even if it's been unplugged for months. Therefore, never attempt to repair a broken microwave, unless you know how to discharge the capacitor. Number 31. To evade predators, glass frogs remove nearly 90% of their circulating blood cells while asleep, storing their entire circulatory system in one organ, making them almost transparent. Number 32. Before the invention of ice cream cones, ice cream was served in reusable glass containers called penny licks, which were notorious for spreading disease because they were reused and never washed between customers. Number 33. It is reported that roadside food stall operators in Kenya purchased transformer oil stolen from transformers for deep frying purposes. When used for frying, it is reported that transformer oil lasts much longer than regular cooking oil, probably due to the presence of PCBs, which is highly carcinogenic. Number 34. According to the ADA guidelines, individuals with disabilities are required to leash or tether their service dogs at all times, unless their disability prevents them from doing so. Additionally, it is important to note that emotional support dogs are not considered service dogs. Number 35. Steven Spielberg was not present for the shooting of the final scene in Jaws because he thought the film crew was going to throw him into the water once the shoot ended. Since then, it has become a tradition for him to be absent when the final scene of one of his films is being shot. Number 36. In Austria, Americans can go to any McDonald's to get in touch with the U.S. Embassy if they need help. McDonald's locations in Austria and the U.S. Embassy in Vienna established this under a new partnership. Number 37. The Smithsonian Institution in Washington, D.C. displayed a working little boy atomic bomb that lacked only uranium until 1986. The Department of Energy removed the bomb's inner components from the museum to prevent it from being stolen and detonated with fissile material. Number 38. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer remains under copyright protection until 2034. He has the rare distinction of being an iconic Christmas character that is not in the public domain. This is why most Christmas art and decorations do not include him due to licensing fees. Number 39. Rosalind Carter sat in on Jimmy, Carter's presidential cabinet meetings, and took notes, so she would always know what was going on. She was also the First Lady to have her own office in the East Wing. Number 40. 65 miles northwest of Las Vegas is a nuclear bomb research and waste site that has detonated over 1,000 nuclear bombs between 1951 and 1992. It is one of the most contaminated places in the U.S. The site offers monthly public tours. Number 41. Before the Large Hadron Collider was completely constructed, there were concerns among the public that its high-energy experiments would lead to the formation of micro-black holes or strangelets, dark matter-like particles that could convert all matter they touched into strange matter. Number 42. All species of octopus are venomous, but only the blue-ringed octopus has venom that can harm humans. Number 43. Soon after the famous D.B. Cooper hijacking, 5 other copycat hijackers employed the same tactics on other flights. All 5 survived their parachute jump, forcing the FBI to reevaluate their initial conclusion that Cooper was likely killed during his attempt. Number 44. Bleach has a shelf life, with effectiveness decreasing after just 6 months, and eventually degrading into salt water. Number 45. When pitching Bratz dolls for retailers to sell, they were only interested in purchasing the white, blonde, blue-eyed doll Chloe. The CEO of MGA Ent rejected the offer unless they purchased all 4 dolls. The dolls grossed $2 billion in sales in their first 5 years on the market. Number 46. Despite famously campaigning in the 1970s on segregation now, segregation tomorrow, segregation forever, Alabama Governor George Wallace later renounced segregationism, publicly apologized to the Black community, and appointed record numbers of African Americans to state positions and his cabinet. Number 47. The AK-47 is so iconic that it appears on the flags and coats of arms of many countries, including Mozambique, Zimbabwe, East Timor, etc. Number 48. The Woodstock 1999 festival was so ill-prepared for the crowd size that portable toilets overflowed, and there was no shade from the heat. Unaware of the waste leaking from toilets, attendees played in the mud to cool off, resulting in many cases of trench mouth and trench foot. Number 49. Shoe-fitting fluoroscope or X-ray shoe fitter existed in shoe stores up until the 1970s, which allowed customers, mostly children, to look through a viewer at a live X-ray of their feet to see the bones of their toes and how they lined up with the stitching of the shoe's sole. Number 50. Plumbers in America refer to the day after Thanksgiving as Brown Friday due to the clogging of pipes, drains, and toilets. And there you have it, 50 facts you definitely didn't learn in school. Which one blew your mind the most? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and turn on notifications so you never miss more weird, wild, and wonderful facts. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.